Hey, it's Stu Radio, no radio, but always on the radio. Today's topic is body language. First, what is body language? Body language is defined as a process of communicating non-verbally through conscious or unconscious gestures and movements, right? And before we start, I would like to say body language across the board is different. Body language is different, determined by your past experiences or your cultural background. Basically, what I'm saying is that body language differs from country to country, county to county, town to town, culture to culture, person to person. Got you, right? The question that is today is body language effective? First, I want to talk about what body language is and how it and the subcategories and categories is broken down into, right? So I broke it down to a list here of physical movement. First, by physical movement, I would like to say physical movement includes facial expressions, emotions that are shown through eyes, eyebrows, lips, nose, cheek. Body expressions shown through body postures such as leaning back or attentively leaning forward. Gestures as far as movements with your hands or body parts such as hands, arms, fingers, your head or your legs. And also we have for physical movement, we have handshakes. Handshakes also determine body language, right? Another thing I would like to add before I go to the back of what I want to say is we have subcategories that are broken into three pieces, which are oculesics, which determine eye movement, eye behavior for non-communication. We have haptics, which is the study of touching and how it's used in communicating. And the other one I just learned about myself, which I think is pretty cool, is called proemics, which is the study of the distance between two people as they speak. There's a whole list on there. I also want to add some things to the link in the bottom so that you guys can actually look them up individually. I'm gonna go to what I want to say when I want to talk about how effective it is, right? Body language can reveal emotions such as anger, fear, anxiety, nervousness, sadness, embarrassment, happiness, or being surprised, right? So how effective is body language? Or not how effective body language is, but is body language effective? So this question was asked by Justine, no last names. She asked, is body language effective? Yes, body language is effective for two reasons. Before I give you the answer. Also, tone of voice, which is kind of a combo of nonverbal and verbal communication, but it's on the list. So body language is effective because it is one or two of the first things you see in an impression, in the first impression, right? Now, when I speak about first impressions, when you first meet somebody, right, you have about 7 to 30 seconds to judge them up and down. Now, you may feel like you don't judge people, but everybody judges people because you have to judge people. It's a survival tactic, right? If I see a person looking shady with a hood on, I'm probably going to cross the street. I'm sorry. If I'm walking through Central Park and I run into people who look like they're not doing too good, as far as they might want to rob me because they're looking at me, walking closely behind me, I might, want to leave Central Park. So judging from first impressions based off of body language or appearance, right? Now I'm here to kind of throw some water into the mix or whatever you want to say. When it comes to first impressions or impressions at all, you also want to look at appearance. Appearance is really the first thing you see. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's body language." It's kind of controversial because, like I said, the way I see you or perceive you is different than how somebody else may observe you, right? So I'm looking. Really, when I'm seeing somebody, I look at their appearance first. Although I still talk to them, All right, is body language effective? Yes, I will answer this again. Body language is definitely effective because, let's say, not talking from a first impression perspective currently, but if you're in a relationship and you know how somebody, every time they do something that makes them hold their hand like this, or they're thinking about me, or they're going like this because they're mad at you, or they scratch their head when they get confused. It's nice to know that type of body language, because you can either avoid a misunderstanding, right, or further inquire more information, I should say, so that you can prevent something that could be brewing or stirring up in the mix. Now, relationships, I speak about relationships across the board. I'm not talking about just couples here. So I'm in the hallway right now. You're doing live broadcast from the hallway. I'm at a BBS right now. It's a business building seminar. So to answer your question, yes, Justine, body language is effective. You can save time, effort, embarrassment, whatever you're thinking about saving, or you could also help to inquire to see if anybody's, going through some type of situation, or help out with a person, whatever. It could also help you avoid danger. Body language is so effective. That's really yes. There's no other way to see it. So I just want to let you know that we definitely, I found some good things in here, and I hope you guys found some good things as well. If you have any questions, or you have any topics that you want to add towards the conversation, or if you want to have a debate about it because maybe you don't agree with something I said, just let me know. Also, story time right here. Got you right here. Bow, story time. Right. So I'm walking. Where was I? Oh, all right. So talking about the time I almost got robbed. All right. So I'm in Virginia, right? And this is me being poor at body language. I didn't even know. Right. So I'm walking. I used to live off the base in Norfolk, Virginia, right? So I'm walking from 7-Eleven, and I'm thinking it's nothing. I used to live close to the beach, right? Why did I live over there? It was strippers like everywhere and stuff, and people used to live underneath me. It was kind of crazy. Anyway, so I'm walking to 7-Eleven. I'm like, man, I want to go get a drink. Let's go get a drink at 7-Eleven. I go in there, pay for the drink, walking back. The guy I seen sitting he was sitting outside right there. I knew his body language was something crazy. Like, I'm like, yo, what's this guy doing, man? He looked like he about to rob somebody. Tell me why me in my pajama pants back in the day, I walked over there, and he gonna talk about, hey man, run your stuff, run your pockets. I'm like, oh my God, bro, you about to rob me. It's so crazy because like I left my key in the house and I left my wallet in the house. I took out specific change just to pay for what I was paying for, because I was like, I don't want to have no problems. This area is not really a good area. They were shooting every other night over there. It was just really bad area. So I made poor judgment, poor body language. I seen that dude was about to rob me, and I still did what I did. Man, that was some poor body language. And I want to say, I'll tell another story another time. But I just want to let you know that body language is important. Do not ignore body language. If you see that causes a red flag or a red alert, definitely act on it. If you also see something, or you give off certain type of body language, matter of fact, let's talk about from your perspective. When it comes to your perspective, make sure that the body language that you're giving off is the body language that you actually want to portray. So it's like, if you actually feel happy, like show happiness. Don't be like, I feel happy, but then good morning. Just kind of talk to people, man. Like, let people know how you're feeling. If you feel a certain way, like we send mixed signals all the time, because if I grew up in east somewhere else, and you grew up down the street, down the block, or whatever, and we definitely just come from different backgrounds, and I might not understand your body language. I might think you want to fight me because you're happy in the morning like this. So it's just, you definitely gotta just kind of figure it out for yourself. And worst case scenario, just ask somebody how they feel. Body language is effective, yes, but also verbally communication is definitely good. A little history note real quick. Scientists believe that the first communications was nonverbal before verbal communication actually became structured. And that's all I got for you. Love me, hate me, share me, show this video to other people. Disagree, it's the radio, no radio, but always on the radio. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Veterans Day weekend. I know people still out there shopping. Be safe, don't drink and drive, get home safely. Enjoy your weekend.